Dr. Steve, you're going to kill me. I wasn't recording.
You.
At least I didn't lie to you. At least I didn't lie. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to, Amanda, you're going to kill us today, aren't you?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm okay.
This is the Elevate Construction Podcast, delivering remarkable content for workers, leaders, and companies in construction wanting to take their next step. Get ready to step out of your comfort zone with Jason Schroeder as he encourages you to do better, live a remarkable life, and expect more. Let's go.
Well, let's get started again. All right, so all right. So our podcast today is episode 149. We're with Dr. Steve and Amanda with BioHealth Management again, and they're going to talk to us today about shoulders and how to take care of our lives and fix what bugs us, even when it bugs us in our bodies, so that we can live a more remarkable life. Episode 149. Let's go. Okay. So I don't know if we're going to recreate the magic that we had before I wasn't freaking recording. I'm so sorry, guys, but I need to ask you this question so we can recap just a little bit. What are you guys excited about in life? Let's just do a little personal moment just to get people warmed up. What are you excited about right now in life?
Go ahead.
I'm super excited about some new programs I'm going to be putting together for our office here in Hawaii, and it's going to be mainly online programs to support the more labor industries and the men and women that work in those industries to save their bodies, save their joints, save their muscles. We love just dropping educational nuggets on everyone that they can actually use in their daily life. So I'm super excited about what's coming in 2021.
Wonderful. And when you guys have that, and I'll let you answer, Dr. Steve. By the way, thank you guys for being on today. I love hanging out with you guys. I just wish I recorded everything. But when you guys have that up and running, please let the listeners know on this podcast. So we'll keep heading them in that direction. And then I would love to be pushing content throughout the industry through both of our social media accounts. Dr. Steve, I interrupted you. What were you going to say, boss?
Well, I was just commenting and adding on what Amanda said, that this is an exciting time. We're all of our sites that we're doing right now are all averaging 75% reduction in injuries and costs. Everybody's excited that we were able to gain to that number, and we've got new clients coming on board, and people are excited to get their people participating, because the message here, much like Elevate, is giving content to the industry so that if we can get it here to be understood, then they'll apply it to the rest of their body, so that rest of that body takes that information and is better for it.
And I just want to be clear that when you say get clients, I love that. And if anybody's thinking like, I want to sign on and hire BioHealth Management, please do me a favor personally and go through Elevate, because the more clients I get BioHealth Management, the more free stuff they give me. So that, like, Amanda gives me all these goos and potions and things that like really benefit and bless my life, and she gives me free stuff. So you can help me if you go through Elevate and you sign on as new client. So here's my challenge. If you're a listener out there, if you're a general contractor, or you're a superintendent and you want to show forward some good faith with your craft, seriously, have them come out and do a visit. I bet you they will remember it for years. And you will be known as that superintendent that takes care of the craft, and you'll start a trend wherever you are. So I'm asking you directly, hire these guys. They're fantastic. And they make it so much fun, and it's so impactful. So anyway, you've talked about that. Today we're going to talk about shoulders. And I just want to let you know one thing that was pretty impactful. So the deal that if people reach out, they'll still get that free insole is still going. I do want people to reach out to me, because last week or 2 weeks ago, we talked about the lower back, and I didn't get a lot of immediate like email feedback where people are getting free insoles. I wish they would, but I did get a lot on LinkedIn. And the feedback was phenomenal from the standpoint that they felt like it was useful. And it wasn't just, this was the insight to me, it wasn't just useful for workers, it was useful for folks in the office. And I'll tell you about a conversation that I had. There was actually, he was the director of innovation at a company, and he advocates having the desks, the ergonomic desks where you can go up or down, right? Where you have an option there. But hearing your podcast talking about the lower back and how damaging sitting can be, and that at appropriate times, it's nice to be able to be trained and fit enough to stand behind your desk and to be in good posture, really helped them to make some good company decisions there. And I will say that in certain construction projects, those desks, those ergonomic desks, are a trend, and you're helping that right now. So a little bit of feedback. Any thoughts about that?
I think it's awesome. With one of our clients out here in Hawaii, I've actually written letters of recommendation for what they can do for ergonomics in their office. And one of those recommendations is stand-up desks. Now, that being said, I've also done an office analysis and looked at some of these stand-up desks and saw that it was causing muscle strain because of all the stuff, all the junk that they put on top of the stand-up desk. So my recommendation, if you have a stand-up desk, one, make sure you have a good absorption pad to stand on. So that way you have something absorbing the pressure and your back doesn't absorb it. Huge. You got to have it. 2, do not put your heavy calculator, your phone, whatever it is, that weighs more than 2 pounds on top of it, because then when you're trying to lift it, all of a sudden now you're lifting like this, trying to get it to stand up.
Yeah.
And now you're putting too much stress and strain on your shoulders.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. So I always get these little nuggets, right? Drink plenty of water, do stretches, make sure your hamstrings are taken care of. Don't sit down too much. And people that stand up behind their desks constantly complain, well, my knees hurt, my legs hurt. Well, now I've never heard in my life have an absorption pad. Why not? I'm so frustrated why we don't learn this somewhere, but I guess now here we have you. So thank you.
And we're with the magic spray that we're sending you, we'll be sending you out some insoles, and I will challenge any of your audience that if they get the insoles, they cut them down to their size. I challenge them to let you know how good they feel, because we give out thousands of them, and that hardworking guy who's standing on his feet all day long, he's the first one to come back and give us that look like, oh my gosh, what a difference.
Yeah.
So I'll be excited to hear with some of your people who get them what they think about it.
Okay. So right now, because I really want some good interaction, even if you're in the office, if you're an office engineer, you're a project engineer, you're a project manager, you're a superintendent, you're a field engineer, you're a foreman, you're a worker, you're a truck driver, why not text me? You can text me at 602-571-8987. If you're a serial killer, please don't find out where I live. But for everybody else, you can text me or email me at jason@elevateconstructionist.com. For anybody that's crazy, don't slash my tires or kill my whole family. But for the rest of you, please just send a text and we'll get you free insoles. I mean, how cool is that? Free insoles so you can stand behind your desk and have a fantastic time. But I'm talking too much because I just want to drag this on so I can hang out with you guys. But let's get into the subject at hand. I'd like you to open with some conflict. Let's get some like Northeast, like don't care about your feelings kind of conflict here. Like, why do we need this information today? Tell us straight, Dr. Steve. Why do we need to take care of our shoulders?
Listen, we need this information because we need to educate these people right now, because too many of them go through their careers, end up with any kind of arthritic condition or a rotator cuff problem. Some of them retire with frozen shoulders, impingements or bursitis, osteoarthritis, and they wonder where it came from. Well, it came from accumulative trauma. It came from repetitive motion. And along the way, you didn't know how to take care of those particular disorders and early symptoms and signs. So many times you get so many good workers out there that just feel that's just part of the game. It's part of the career I joined up for. And they don't realize that there's an avenue for them to go to find solutions and reductions of those types of symptoms. So you get people sleeping properly at night, and those who can't lean on their shoulders, or their range of motion over a period of time is reduced. Flexibility is reduced. Sometimes that comes upon you over a period of time. By engaging the types of exercises and strengthening motions we're going to show you today, it enables that person to get specific in regions of the body where they're enduring more than other parts. And Amanda's going to share that with you later.
Well, I love that. And if I can interrupt here just a minute and say, I'm sure you've heard of lean, L-E-A-N, lean construction, and the 8 wastes. And basically what lean is it brings respect for people. Well, actually, you guys are a lean company now that I think about it. The definition of lean for me is respect for people, stable environments, and continuous improvement. And it basically says that if your focus is to respect people and creating stability so people can succeed, and especially in construction, then you can continuously improve. And the way you continuously improve is to fix what bugs you, right? And so what I'm hearing you say is, I'll give you an example, and then you can give me a better example, Amanda or Steve, Dr. Steve, rather. The other day, so I'm feeling really tired in my eyes, and I'm just like feeling horrible. And so I'm taking Advil, and then the next day taking Advil, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? Normally, and I wouldn't have thought about this when I was younger, but normally I just keep taking Advil. And then one of these days, my kidneys and my large intestines are going to be shot, right? But what I did was I started doing some research. Turns out I had sleep apnea. And now I've got this neat little device, and I sleep like a baby. And I'm awake and alive, and I fixed the problem. I was waking myself up at night because my airways weren't open, right? And so what you're challenging us to do is, what's bugging you? Notice it. Don't let it go by. Get to the root cause. And what you're telling us, and I think this is what I want everyone to remember. Where does BioHealth Management fit? Yeah, there's a nice podcast. But once you figure out what bugs you, you guys, you guys know what the root cause is. You can say, well, this is what the root cause is. And if you can figure out what the root cause, then we can fix it. So you've said what the problem is, right? Let's talk about some of the things so I think that you're a lean company. You have respect for people, you're creating stability in somebody's life, and you're helping us to fix what bugs us. What are some things that people experience with their shoulders that will lead us to identifying a possible problem?
Well, it's all about the first thing we start to educate whenever we're on a job site starting to work with people is the difference between symptom and source. Our body does this beautiful process of letting us know, hey, something's going on. Hey, Jason, something's going on. It's knocking on you. You start to feel a little bit tightness in the shoulder, a little discomfort in your trap. Those are all little signals that's telling you something's not working properly.
Okay.
And so one of the first things that we notice for shoulder discomfort is they'll start to get the discomfort more in the back of the shoulder and going into the shoulder joint. That is the symptom. Most often, the source is coming from the front. You have to remember that when you look at how you work and our daily routines and how much of it requires our arms to be in front of us, right? Even with holding our phones, it causes our posture. The harnesses that some of the labor workers and carpenters have to wear on the job sites create this force to come forward. When you are constantly having your arms above your head, it's shortening these muscles. So all these muscles in here are being overactivated, they're overused, and they're shortening, creating these back muscles to lengthen and become weaker. So now you have this shortened muscles now that it's pulling almost on this back area. So that's why the symptom's right here. But the source is coming from too tight of muscles and overused muscles from the front.
So this is almost like, go ahead.
And that's the repetitive motion that I'm talking about. When people are doing this all the time, we get a lot of excuses as well. And people say, well, I've been in this career, for 20 years and my right arm, it doesn't work. And I always ask them, well, how old is your left arm? Well, that works great. Well, guess what? There's got to be a reason, because all these people started out in their careers probably symptom-free. So to get them to understand when they start to get the arthritis or the osteophytes or what they might think is frozen shoulders or rotator cuff, they all have an origin as to when it started and what they didn't do prior to get that region of the body prepared. So when they now recognize that here's a format and a forum to get the education to start to lubricate that shoulder, to do the types of things that Amanda's going to show us, to get it prepared, the beauty of it is that region of the body benefits because you're preparing it for the types of tasks that it's doing all day.
I love that. And as soon as you were saying that, well, first of all, my shoulder hurts. I don't know if it's because you told me it hurt. but I get that right here. And I realized I have phone-itis. I don't do a lot of work, but
so much so bad.
Yeah. No, I'm totally with you. So I'm like this, but you freaked me out so bad 2 weeks ago that I'm only sitting down now so I can temper my energy so my testosterone levels will get to where I won't overpower the interview. But most of the time I'm standing up now. Now my knees hurt. And so now I'm going to get your insoles and my knees won't hurt and I'll be living in paradise. But what I like is that you freaked me out so much that now I've changed my behavior. And so
awesome.
I'm now thinking about the shoulder. And here's why I think it's relevant. I know you're about to tell us what to do about it, but like my shoulder hurts right now. So I'm drooling over the information you're about to give me, but here's why I think it's super relevant. Most workers go through a fit for duty test, and they'll have to go through the range of motion and they'll have to lift above their head. It's like a 10-panel fit for duty is in some companies like an industry standard fit for duty test. And a lot of folks can't get hired because like you said, their one arm, they can't lift this 10-pound weight above their one arm. It's hindered here. And you're right. They're like, I didn't get hired. I've had people. In fact, there's a good friend of mine in Tucson that wanted to hire on with one of the companies that I work with. And he's like, Jason, I couldn't get hired on. I didn't pass my fit for duty test. It just is what it is. And I'm going to forward him this information because it's not. So let's get into if you have this, you called them, what do you call them? The symptoms?
So the difference between symptoms and sources. So with your friend, like, what if somebody told him in 10 minutes, we could help him and probably find out why?
Yeah.
He probably doesn't even understand why he has limitation in his shoulder. And it could be something so simple as just massage or understanding what exercises or stretches to do. So one of the easiest ways for us to determine, is it coming from the front is if you run your fingers down the front of your muscles. And if it's sore at all when you're going in here, that means it's probably too tight. You have some calcium buildup. So you can do some icy hot on it. You can get one of those yoga balls or lacrosse balls and go up against the wall and just kind of work out that fascia, like self-trigger point therapy. And that just breaks up that muscle in that area and loosens it up.
Is that on the front or the back?
That's on the front. It's all that front. Remember, this is shortened right now. So we want to do everything we can to get blood to it, to get oxygen to it, and open it up.
Also, to add to that, you had a microphone, or a lot of people at the desk today. When you drop a plumb line, which can I get you sideways? When you drop a plumb line, when someone is sitting, you want to go from the top of their head to their ear to their shoulder. Now, what will happen during the course of the day while you're looking at your computer? Where's your head starting to go? In front of you.
Mine's going down.
Right. But when you do that, see, your shoulders are supporting your head. Oh. So your head, most people's heads are around 8.5 pounds. So imagine if your shoulders are now supporting that 8.5 pounds, and now you're bringing your head way out here. Your muscles are activated all day long. It's like you holding a bowling ball, 8.5 pounds, and you holding it out here all day long. How tired would you get?
Oh, I can't even my brain can't even work that long focused on something. And what I just heard you say, and everybody, this is irrefutable because I've got a podcast. This is fact. Every project manager needs to go buy an 86-inch screen TV up ahead of the desk like tomorrow. That's what I heard you say, Doctor. Is that right, Dr. Steve? Like,
well, no, because then you're going to create a reverse problem.
I'm
So
just
then
kidding with you.
anytime you go out of neutral, now you're looking up, you're creating
Okay.
too much pull on these muscles. So you just want to be as neutral as possible.
So eye level. So
Eye
we did,
level, it's good.
So you didn't get me the brand new TV screen. So shame on
sorry,
you for
Jason.
that. But
That's a 250. That's the 250 podcast.
okay, got it. So if we're eye level and you're as vertical with the plumb line as we want to be, and we've got the muscles loosened up in front, and we don't have phone-itis, and we're not slouching. That's where we are right now. What else? Give it to me.
So one of the easiest ways to do this is just rotate your shoulder blade down. Put it in the pocket. You have a little shoulder pocket, put it in there. That automatically forces your posture to be neutral. And it also forces you, if you're standing, you'll get your core engaged, your hips will be in place, everything's in alignment, and then you become a solid, grounded force to do your work. And nobody can come over and tackle you and push you over. If you're like this and you're at your desk, you're very weak. And anybody, it's like you can be tossed over. Anybody can push you over. If you're solid and grounded, you're supported.
And then so that takes care of us office folks, right? What about the folks wearing bags? And I was a field engineer, and I was a carpenter for a while, and a finisher and a form setter. But the only thing I could do is halfway through the day, I'd tighten up my belt a little bit, which would relieve my shoulders. Then I'd loosen my belt because my waist was getting tight. Then it burdened my shoulders. What advice would you give? Use suspenders, don't. I mean, we have harnesses on, so you probably can't get past it entirely. But what advice would you give to the person wearing bags?
It's part of our stretching program that we do. It's just, unfortunately, there's no getting around the harness.
Okay.
You have to wear them. It's like when I'm traveling, I have to wear my backpack, and I go like this. So it's just learning the stretches to do before you work, the middle of your shift, and at the end of the day to allow for recovery. And then I actually only had 2 exercises, but I'll add the stretches to do as well for the freebie this week. What most people are forgetting is when they're doing a preparation program, they're only thinking stretching. They're only thinking, I need to stretch my tighter muscles. But when they have tight muscles, they have to look at the opposite of the body because those muscles are weak, and we need to start up the engine in a sense. We need to activate them, get them fired up so that they can start working and cooperate with the front muscles. And so in the exercises that I'm providing today, they're my 2 favorite ones. And I've actually used these when I hurt my shoulder a couple years ago. And it was from repetitive motion. I traveled a lot, pulling a 70-pound plus suitcase off of the carousel at the airport constantly, and in the most horrible form because we don't always have great form. And I threw my shoulder out. And so these are exercises that I've actually used to recover an injured shoulder.
And I've got so much to say. Let me see if I can get focused. What I'm learning from you guys is that it's never where the pain is. Like if you have problems with your back, it's your hamstrings. If it's your back shoulder, it's probably probably your front muscles. So that's really insightful.
It's about what was you saying?
It's not the construction group to learn the anatomical and physiological. That's our job. I don't know construction, and it's not their job to understand or break down the types of symptoms. But once we explain the types of situations to them, I have literally gone up to some people, and she has seen me, that have problems raising their arm. Mm-hmm. And I've gone up to the pectoral tendon, or the clavicular head of the tendon, which is right up in here, and moved it toward the clavicle, and they can have full range of motion.
Wow.
And they look at me like I'm walking on water. But it's anatomy. It's learning physiology and where to replace and strengthen certain areas. Yeah. And people don't know that. There's a lot of solutions. There are so many solutions that are available for people for them to get to the next level, and they just don't know it. So we can get them preparing because once they understand it here, they'll apply it. Yeah. And we can get them on the right course instead of all the pills, the potions, the powders. The body is so incredible that when you learn how to specifically take care of it because of the tasks that you do, you prepare it. You can prepare it.
So, but even if you fix me with like preventative care, you're still going to send me goos and potions, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, 10-4.
Absolutely, you're our favorite. We'll
I just
always send you.
Okay, 10-4. And so, Amanda, how are we going to get the stretches? Or I'm not being silly. Are you going to demonstrate them now, or do we get them?
I can demonstrate. Yeah, I can definitely demonstrate some, and then I will have it up on our website. So our main website, we are in technical repairment, but so the BioHealth Fit /Elevate has all the information.
Do you want to show them now?
Oh yeah. So I love my anatomy flashcards I have. So let me show you.
So when people are having particular problems,
the front muscles right there are normally going to be tight and shortened because of our rounded posture and what we're carrying. Now, when we're doing this, you have to also think about when you have a carpenter lifting something up and putting it on their shoulder and holding it there. And what they're doing is they're activating this top muscle right here, the traps, because it's a large muscle. It's going to be used first. If we don't prepare the rest of the muscles that are supposed to support your shoulder, which are going to be your back muscles.
Okay.
Right there. Your back and your posterior deltoid. So one thing that you can do is just a simple chest stretch. And I'll just do this seated because if I stand up, you won't see me. So you just put your arm against the wall and you make sure that it's a nice 90-degree angle. You put your arm against the wall, and it's almost like you step forward. So you're rotating away from your arm. Like this, you hold it, and you'll notice. And if you don't have something, you just hold it out and just push your arm back. Push your elbow back.
Ooh, that feels good.
Yeah.
And then if you straighten the arm, then you get your front deltoid. You can also go up and back. Get that pec minor if you go up. And you can also do it back.
Now, I had a legitimate question, meaning he wasn't being negative. But I'm super paranoid about craft injuring themselves. And I said, this is high risk work. I want you guys to just stop, drink water, and stretch every hour. And I'm not a doctor, so that could have been stupid advice. But he said, actually, there's some studies that say don't stretch. It actually hurts. But I haven't found that to be the common wisdom. Yeah. And so I'd like you to address that really quickly for me. So when you're, can you just give me like your snippet of when you're stretching, do this, this, and this for it to be effective? Do you mind real quick helping me out with that?
Of course. So one thing, if you have an injury, if you feel like you strained yourself, do not stretch. Okay. Period. The other thing is, it's probably the specific stretches they had in their program where it was having somebody do a forward lean. Okay. And they were bending over to touch their toes. It's one of the first stretches when you go through any kind of training that they omit because most people do it improperly. And now their low back has to lift up all those body weight. Okay. The other one are shoulder circles. Yes, they are a good warm up. But most people who are in a labor intense job have a lot of shoulder range of repetitive motion. So their shoulder might be too tight for them to be doing that arm circle. Okay. So let's work on actually stretching out the front, and then we can activate the back. I'm not sure if that answered your question, but there is a sequence I go into with my stretching program.
Go ahead. Here's another situation. If you find early in the morning that when you start your exercises that some of the groups have when they start off, if you start off doing them and they're sore does not mean it's injured. Sore just means that it's stiff right now, may not have the solution, the blood supply in a particular area. And if you find during the course of the day that it starts to loosen up, then your body's already giving you a sign that I'm starting out stiff. That's the type of exercise or stretching motion I should be doing until I get through the flow of my day where you do have range of motion starting to be extended. Because, as you know, most of the concerns in construction are strains and sprains.
I'm telling you,
Okay.
and I'm
So-
tired of it. Go ahead. Yeah, I don't want these
Sure.
guys to.
So if we're going to address strains and sprains, it comes to mind. It comes to mind when back in the 60s, how they learned to get Olympic high hurdlers. Because when you see a high hurdler running and the extreme extension of not only his hamstring, but it was the bending of the torso, promoting the body to go forward as that elevation. So by mixing combinations of preparations, the United States was in the Olympic level of competing against all the other nations that already knew this. We didn't know this. So by giving people the early signs of why can't I do that? Why is it a little stiff?
Yeah.
They now know through the course of the day that, well, I'm feeling better now.
Yeah.
But those are the early signs of what you need to prepare. Arthritis doesn't hit a joint that's healthy. Arthritis hits muscles and joints that are not healthy. We can turn that around.
Well, here's the problem. For the Olympics, they didn't hire BioHealth Management. They made the mistake of not listening to this podcast, and they could have won in the Olympic Games. So don't you, if you're listening to this podcast, don't you make the same mistake. The other thing, just real quick, it's impossible for you to give me like a sugar placebo pill. I've been just doing these stretches. My shoulders don't hurt. You're killing me with this stuff. Like, I never knew this was you. So this is already fantastic. So what else would you tell us for stretch? Oh, so you demonstrated the one. Did I interrupt you, Amanda? Did you have one?
So then the other ones, then we look at how can we start up the muscles that are normally weaker and not activated. Without going into too much science, just think your larger muscles are always going to take over.
Okay.
If the smaller muscles are not prepared to do the work. And we need everything to work together. So you have, if you have everything working together, there's lack of risk of imbalance. And we don't want imbalance. So the other one is, excuse me, I'm going to push you over here. Oh, let's kind of stand. You need to be bent over. But it's called the YTA. It's my favorite activation exercise. And it's just making a Y or an A at the bottom. And again, this will be on the website. And you would make sure your shoulder blades are down and you use your back muscles to raise up your arms. And let me tell you, if you're weak, I can already tell you just use your shoulders to lift up those arms. And you go out to the side and down. So again, you bring your arms up into a Y, using your back. And coming down. And that activates those back muscles. The other one is the W. And I like these because they're easy to do at a job site. So you make the W, but here's what people forget. Bring your elbows forward. That automatically sets your scapula. Now push them up.
Oh, man.
Right?
That's wild.
And then bringing them down.
Mandatory stretch and flex every meeting from now on.
But it's about preparation and knowing how to do the stretches. So when I coach on this, the morning stretching routine is quick and it warms up the body. It activates what needs to be activated and it stretches what needs to be stretches in a manner that warms things up. Mm-hmm. In the afternoon and the evening, it's about recovery. So you hold stretches for a longer period of time. So there's two ways of doing a stretching program that reduce the risk of being hurt while doing stretches. And if you're hurt while doing stretches, most of the time it's from air of doing it.
Okay. And we can find that on your website. I'm going to make this. I would like the best stretching program for the typical generic stretch and flex and add that to my lean signage page, or I'll just put a link to your website. But I think that's fantastic. And so just like if there's major pain, right, you might ask them to go see their primary care physician and get a referral, right? But to summarize what I learned today was that if you have shoulder problems, there's probably an opposite set of muscles that need to be stretched, developed. Probably you're going to say, don't want any lactic acid in there, drink plenty of water, make sure that you're not drinking the soda. stretches. You said make sure to break up that calcium and then have the right vertical position. Ooh, I'm going to pass this test. And then to do the right stretches and to prepare your body and this is something I believe in. So guys, I want you to know that in the new book, I forgot to tell you about the book. I'll do that in a minute. But in the book, I talk about the setup of the office. In fact, my father-in-law used to say, you need a place to work, you need the tools and equipment, you need the right training, and you need the time to do your job. And people are like, oh, okay, yeah, the place. No. I'm like, seriously, guys, get all the tools you need so you don't overend. If you need a ladder, get a ladder. If you need a pole, get a pole. If you need it to protect your body, let's get it. And a place to work. Let's make sure our spaces are remarkable. Stand-up desks. What did you say? The cushion pad. What did you call the pad under your feet?
Oh, the absorption pad. Look at this. This is my monster absorption pad that I use.
Yeah. Get yourself an
industrial strength.
Yeah, and nobody's getting those for free, by the way. They're super expensive.
No. We get them from Jerry Gallo.
Okay.
Not Callow, Jerry Gallo.
Is that a movie quote?
Yes.
Oh,
my cousin Vinny.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna.
Oh man, I handed it to you. I handed that to you, and I got 0.
Yeah.
I handed that right to you.
The two Jutes. The two what? The two Jews. The Jews. I'm sorry. Nothing else I ever do will eclipse this moment. I'll never get this back. So, anyway, let's see if I can finish passing the test. So you have the absorption pad. You do the right stretches. You prepare yourself throughout the day. You get your office space remarkable, beautiful screens, eye level, vertical, the right chair if you have to sit, but stand behind your desk, and you really set up your environment. If you're still feeling something, practice the stretches, and then if not, what I heard is get coaching. If it's a continual problem, get coaching, right?
Sure.
Okay.
And we do offer corrective exercise coaching. That's my passion, is corrective exercise, functional movement. I'm not a trainer that's going to just sit at the gym and tell you what reps to do. It's finding solutions so that your body...
Oops. Did you break it? And by the way, Reno is not going to edit that out of the podcast. Oh, is the audio off?
There.
Now I can hear you. Okay. No big deal.
So, so my passion is just more corrective exercise, functional movement to get people moving better, which allows them to move more often and feel great. That's my main goal.
Listen, what we're asking people to do is to think about doing these things that allow them to function better at the work site. But as we were saying, we've got an individual out here that is a baseball coach for his 10-year-old team. And he's got such low back and shoulder problem that it affects his participation with his son. Wow. And when you have fathers and mothers right out there that want to enjoy the types of social and recreational activities they want to do, they'll find that promoting and participating in a program Monday through Friday allows them to become healthier and more available for their kids. Golfing, whatever task, bowling, whatever the task they're doing, they're going to find out by taking care of themselves from 8 to 3 or 8 to 4, they're going to be able to enjoy the other lifestyles that they want as well. And that helps to avoid the arthritis. As I was saying, arthritis does not affect healthy joints and muscle tissue. It affects joints that are already having particular joint segment problems. So by you participating in something that this simple has all sorts of positive effects.
I love it. And what I want to say that if somebody comes back and reaches out to me about any of these, the stretches or the services or BioHealth Management, and has their favorite My Cousin Vinny quote, we'll really hook you up. Like that's exactly. So,
totally fair.
Yeah, totally fair. I think we have to get people, like, it's just un-American to not know that movie, right?
No. You need to know how long it takes to make proper grits.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, this has been fantastic. I'd stay on with you all night. And this would have been an hour podcast if I hadn't forgotten to record the first 15 minutes. So I apologize. But remarkable topics today. I have so much that I'm learning with this, and the podcast is getting out there and people are sharing it. We've got a huge jump this week in listeners, and I just really appreciate it. We're getting the message out. So any last, and you don't have to, but any last words from you before we close this out?
We just appreciate you. Thank you so much.
This is one of our favorite things to do every 2 weeks on Friday.
Hang out with you.
Look, you got me shopping.
Yeah. Look at that. You guys look fantastic.
I'm telling you what, huh?
Yeah. You're looking sharp. You.
Yeah. I had another shirt, but I got it dirty. Okay. And every store I went in town, everybody's got the flu.
My cousin Vinny, the store's got the flu.
Everybody's got the flu.
So I'm wearing this ridiculous
outfit
for you. I know. Nobody has any idea what we're talking about.
No. It's a very Aloha Friday.
Yeah, Aloha Friday.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean this in a totally professional at work way. I love you guys. And
we love you.
Thank you again. You're out there in Hawaii, so I'm a little bit jealous. So I wish I could tease you for that a little bit, but I hope you're having fun out there. I know you are, because Hawaii is fantastic, except you guys don't have air conditioning in your homes. But other than that,
you do.
You do? Yeah.
Most
people that work out there that I know don't have AC. But
no, we do.
Okay, good. Okay, 10-4. Yeah. So with you. Yeah. So we're going to close this down. The future vision for this, for everybody, is that we take care of our workers' bodies. And lean culture says fix what bugs us. So I'll go organize my cords behind my desk, or I'll get lean foam and organize my drawers, or I'll go streamline some program or develop the software. And my question is, and we should do it, is why not just take care of our bodies? Why not just take care of ourselves and fix what bugs us there? You guys are great. We're going to hit this up in another 2 weeks. Well, actually, it might be Christmas. So if I don't see everybody in Christmas, do you guys have Christmas in Hawaii?
Yeah, no, 2 weeks is going to be the week before Christmas.
Week before Christmas.
Yeah, so we'll
don't be shortchanging us.
No, I'm not.
Don't be shortchanging us.
Yeah, and what's our topic next time? Just let's give people a little bit of a glimpse there.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the construction and the young youths that are participating in construction and educating them as they go forward in the career.
I love it. Hey, just for everybody else, 2 quick things. And I just want to put my money where my mouth is. I paid with one of the companies I work with very closely. I love these guys. We paid BioHealth Management for 2 visits to close out the end of the year, so that it gets picked up into this year's health credits. And they're going to be coming out once COVID-19 in some of these areas isn't as crazy. They're going to come out. Then you guys, I'm going to not say, like in a negative way, but you owe us 2 visits, right? I'm stoked. The workers are going to be just head over heels, like excited about it. So if anybody else wants to do that same thing, if you're like, yeah, I'd hire them, but COVID-19, hey, consider using your health credits or or this year's finances, and get them all scheduled for January, February. So that's one thing. The other thing is, you guys would be proud of me in my new book, Elevating, you'd think I'd know the name of it, Elevating Construction Superintendents. I do talk in there about environments, office space, preparation, getting the right tools and equipment, so that ties in perfectly. And I'll keep publishing that stuff in all of my content. So thank you guys, and on we go.
And send that link to us so we can put your book on our websites well.
Will do. Okay. Thanks, team.
Thank you.
Yeah, good seeing you.
Yep.
See you soon.
Bye.
Please join us next time in elevating the entire construction experience for workers, leaders, and companies coast to coast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to share with your construction colleagues and help us spread the word by rating, subscribing, and leaving a review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you next time on the Elevate Construction Podcast.